So there are some recent reports coming out of I think it was Lloyd's List. Very nice, comprehensive reports on how flag states are taking a view on casualty investigations. So let me elaborate on that. That goes along with my comments on technical capacities, right? Flag states needs to have, like we do in Liberia, a body of qualified casualty investigators, well-trained, able to understand and study what happened, and capable enough to come out with a report, suggestions, and recommendations quickly so we can submit it to the IMO. However, and unfortunately, many of the flag states, including major open registers, do not like to invest in those investigations because it's costly, right? And in reality, if you think about a casualty that happens anywhere, you may face such a big problem, such as, for example, the crew might be repatriated immediately. The P&I can tell the crew, don't say anything because this may affect your coverage. You have lack of cooperation from different coastal states. And so the flag state, at the end of the day, have to deal with all these issues. We have a specific casualty investigation department, and we have casualty investigators all over the world. When we have an extremely serious casualty, so-called serious casualty, as per the Casualty Investigation Code, we send the most capable person, although we have to, even if we have to fly them somewhere else, to that vessel or to that port. I think the challenges are, number one, the cooperations among flag states and cooperations with coastal states. There are coastal states that really wants to cooperate, and there are coastal states that, because perhaps of the search and rescue, because of the nationality of the crew, they just don't want to cooperate with the flag. And then go back to the investment we do in training these people, getting the investigation done, making the report properly able to everyone, uploading into JICES or GICES. But if we miss some information in the middle, we are not able to submit it on time. But sometimes it's not because of the flag state. Sometimes it's because of lack of cooperation from the other stakeholders, especially coastal states. That's the main thing. In our case, and I applaud these latest reports on casualties investigations, there should be more pressure on flag states, on top of flag states, to perform more casualty investigation. They should be responsible to investigate every single casualty, either major casualty or serious, very serious casualty, or just a typical casualty. Because that small event may prevent, if we properly evaluate it, to become then a serious casualty. So at the end of the day, we have a large list of capable and qualified casualty investigators, but I would like to see all flag states doing the same. And I would like to see, by the way, the voluntary member state audit scheme approved by the IMO that is now mandatory to include a very specific time to audit how administrations are performing casualty investigations. I want to see that. I want to see the IMO auditors not just asking for papers. I want to see them going to ask for casualty investigations or investigator training, casualty investigator report, casualty investigator reporting a sequence, or how often they submit the report. And I also want to see the member state consider seriously the outcome of those casualty investigations. I recall, I will reserve the name, but I recall some suggestions that myself, when I was a casualty investigator, did. And it were not taken in consideration by the member state of the IMO because it involved a lot of investment from the shipping side. But when it comes to casualty investigation, I think a flag state needs to again step up, connected to what we said before, invest instead of just ignore it.